Hello everyone. Welcome to Zelda Speed. Sorry about my terrible mic, but welcome to the Ocarina of Time Standard Season 6. This is Icenine Aleks in the lower bracket, round 5. On commentary today, we have August 40th and Matt, and they will start us off with some stats.
Yep. Let's get ready to rando.
Hello everyone, hello chat, are you all ready?
I know I'm ready. How you doing, Matt?
I'm certainly ready as well. How are you, August? It's been a while since we were on comms together.
Yeah, I am. I'm doing well. Got a new setup. Yeah, excited to get this one started. As Baseball said, we've got Icenine versus Master Aleks. Icenine getting knocked down here in round 1, or no, round 2. Entered the lower bracket here in round 2. Aleks just got down here, and due to some quirks and an unfortunate dropout, after this there will be an immediate a rematch in the case of Icenine winning. Is that correct?
Let me think. I think I just mentioned that if Alex would win and Sponge would win today, I think they will have a rematch.
Oh, Aleks and Sponge. Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a lot of ifs still. First we have Ice9 versus Master Alex. It's going to be a close race, I suppose. I think Alex is maybe a bit underseeded.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with that point.
So yeah, I have no idea who is going to be on top today. The statistics don't really mean much.
Yeah, they're pretty even Stevens, given their past 14 races there. Icenine with a slight statistical advantage there, winning 8 of those 14 races.
So we'll be starting the race in about 10 seconds. We have a Kokiri Emerald start with Storms. Always nice.
Yeah, Songstorm's opening up a bunch of checks for these runners, and look at that, we are starting in the treasure box shop, the treasure chest mini game, as it's better known.
And we have a market spawn for child today.
Yeah, it won't be a challenge to get back to the market and jump inside the Temple of Time for any age changes the runners opt for. But not too surprising, it looks like both our runners are going to be starting off and heading to Lon Lon Ranch.
Yeah, it's the classic start. Just go to London Ranch whenever you start as child, and no matter where you spawn. It's a safe play. Hoping we find a warp song or maybe ZL.
And I do apologize, I do not have a second monitor visible to me, so I cannot see anything that's going on in chat. Might be able to amend that here, but... yeah, it looks like Master Aleks is going to be first inside of Lon Lon Ranch.
Yeah, the only difference here is that Icenine wanted to farm some extra rupees on the bridge, so has 70 rupees right now. Alex a bit less.
Ooh, look at that. Pack of nuts. We're going to be swinging a pretty heavy sack for the game here.
All right, coming up at the song here, Master Alex's side. What are we getting here?
Lon Lon tends to have Nocturne of Shadow in my experience, but that is not Nocturne of Shadow.
ZL is pretty decent as well.
Yeah, Probably one of the stronger songs, of course, next to the Song of Storms, which we started with.
I've seen a few races where we spawned as in Temple of Time as child as well, and some players opted to go adult, some players opted to go to Lon Lon, and in my opinion, the Lon Lon play most of the times played off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Some right, quick, easy, and fast checks to do, and it looks like Master Aleks is gonna save quit straight back to the market here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we will see some divergence immediately. I can see one player go adult, maybe one player do some extra things in child. Going adult is probably the best play. But on the other hand, we can also do all the checks in bottom of the well if you count peaks as checks.
Oh, I count peaks as checks.
So we may not be able to pick up all the chests, but we are able to scout at least all the checks in bottom of the well. So that might be an option as well for these runners.
Looks like Icenine is pulling ahead, doing some sharp shooting there.
Prescription. Ooh, okay.
Well, that's a fun one.
Yeah, not an item we see often in the early game.
For anybody new to the channel and not sure what that means, the prescription is one of what 15, 16 items in the adult trade sequence. In these settings, it is the lowest, the lowest one possible. And in order to satisfy the final check, given the adult trade sequence, gonna have to do a lot of work. So hopefully, we're gonna get the big Goron hint.
I see a Goron pot being dead. I'm sure most of the runners will be happy to see that. It's been the bane of many runners this season.
I think there was also a Skulltula hint there outside the Temple of Time.
Yeah, 30 was a pack of bomb juice. I think Crater is part of Phantom Ganon, and there was a fourth hint.
Oh, zipping through that medallion list. We got DC, Shadow Temple, Deku Tree, Fire Temple. I missed the Fire and Water medallions.
I'm usually just patient until the trackers have updated the screens for us.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's why we got a pair of trackers. Shoutouts to, is it Star and Axel Ryman tracking for us today?
So apparently it's Spirit and Jabu for AD completion, which is it would be quite extraordinary if these two are required for perhaps a song. It's still too early to tell.
Oh, Baseball acting as both restreamer and tracker today. Shoutouts to Baseball. Pulling off some double duty.
Where would we be without all the volunteers that make these races happen?
Absolutely. If you would like to join us here in the commentator's booth as a commentator, a tracker, you can hit that volunteer command. We'd love to have you. The more the merrier.
I may have put a commentator's curse on this seat. It's Nocturne on all dungeons.
Well, Adult Andrew just gave us a bomb bag, so that is a Sphere 0 check, meaning nothing locks that one. So, immediate bomb access.
Oh hey, Furor's Wind here. Aleks is opting for the reverse loop, so doing the graveyard first and then the rest of CAC.
Yeah, might be thinking, hey, I've got an extra song there in the graveyard. Maybe it's going to be Song of Time, as Icenine picking up Saria's song there in the windmill. Saria's song, not the greatest, unlocking just 2 checks. Although we have ZL, so Nerunia and Skull Kid are immediately available to us. And it does provide us logical access to the Forest Temple.
Makes me even more curious what we will find in the crater. It's probably not going to be Minuet. We have our bomb back, so I'm pretty sure we'll get to crater within half the hour.
And speaking of quick access, there is Minuet. So both Sarias and Minuet immediately available to us, more or less.
Those are iron boots on the ledge here.
Ooh, that's a bit spicy there.
Many ways to pick that up. You can use the boomerang as a child, you can use a long shot as adults, or just a vanilla way by using a bean.
Yeah, and with that bomb bag immediately available to us, Child Link can use it to get his way into the river, logically.
Yeah, the irons are certainly in logic already. But there's no reason to rush this item at all.
No, absolutely not. Can't do very much with those iron boots, unless you want to access the Lost Woods shortcut from the river.
Yeah,
I guess it does also put the Tektite Grotto into
yeah.
immediate logic.
Oh, hey, that's not a vanilla hookshot.
Icenine with a very nice time through this Stampe race, 50 seconds. Looks like Master Aleks is getting there a bit quicker. 2 seconds quicker.
Okay, that's one more item for Phantom Ganon. So we have like basically the strength or the bow left for Phantom Ganon in the crater, or something that leads to one of the two. And Aleks is heading towards DC.
Yeah, it is our light medallion. The light medallion doesn't unlock anything on its own, but it is a required medallion to obtain if you want to win the game.
And you can bet that these runners both want to win.
Absolutely.
Although there have been runners who said that they were happy that they didn't have to play anymore.
There's Serenade of Water in the Sacred Forest Meadow. Icenine playing Minuet, getting here rather quickly. Gonna read off 3 hints here. Kakariko Village Path to the Dragon. And look at that. Icenine taking his hook shot immediately into the Forest Temple. Another required dungeon to complete.
We're not going to DC just yet. Icenine prefers to take a dip in forest.
Yeah, not a bad call. This tournament, I've seen quite a number of large chests here in the first check.
I mean, it is a kind of a long walk from the Minuet song all the way to DC. Icenine is probably going there through forest and Goron City, which is probably faster.
It's faster. It's also quite a good density. Lots of checks per minute per second, however you want to define that variable. But look at that, just peeking in for that first chest, getting a key and leaving. Actually, I guess there's not much else he can do without a bow or Song of Time.
Only one opportunity left for a 50 skull seed, because 30 and 40 are both dead now.
Yeah, great hints to have. Knock him out of the way. Ideally, you get the 50 skull hint first, but you beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, officially 30 and 40 are never dead until 50 is. Aleks is entering the shop here. Maybe wants to farm some rupees for his shields. Oh, he didn't do the grotto yet. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think I'm ahead because I just saw him buy the shield.
It's possible that he already bought the shield, but I was wondering why he went back into the potion shop. Domain to Bongo. We have a lot of path hints already. And pretty good ones, I might add.
Yeah, good path hints. Pretty good start getting a Sphere Zero hookshot and bomb bag.
Is that Burning Keg with Song of Time? So that means water does not need Song of Time?
Oh, right. That's a good point. Fire arrows in Mido's house. Nothing else. Nothing to it. And Master Aleks heading into Dodongo's cavern.
Just stick to the basics, to DC first, and then reevaluate.
Did Icenine go into that Song of Storms grotto?
I think he did. How did that bomb not blow up the stone?
Hitboxes. The game is programmed exceptionally well. That was a hint for Gerudo Valley Hammerrock.
Another good hint. Players are not going to be rushing those silver gauntlets chest when they see if that's a big one. So Iceland is probably just going to loop around through DMC into Dodongo's cavern.
Yeah, it makes sense. First, he's going to check out the Boulder Maze. 2 out of the 3 checks he can get. 1 he can peek, and there's a hint stone in there if he decides to go all the way through, which it looks like he is.
Shadowpot's also dead. Wow, what are these hints?
Yeah, it looks like these gossip stones have been smoking some of that wacky tobacco. Eliminating all the pot in the seed.
Yeah, good one.
It's kind of corny, but I try sometimes.
Well, I think they are the 2 checks that most people just would like to have the hint for. Shadow is so much better without the pot check.
Yeah, I would mostly agree with you. The one caveat is we already have Pharaoh's Wind, which can speed that section of the temple up slightly.
Hey there's Longshot.
Where was Longshot? In
On
Grand City?
on the bridge in DC.
Okay, gotcha. Well, now we can get those iron boots. We can jump into the water temple. Nothing stopping there but strength upgrade and a bow.
Yeah, we also need both of these items for forest. So you want to go to DMC before you go to Water Temple today.
Oh, Prelude of Light. That is not going to be the path of the hero.
Neither will be the heart piece on the volcano, the heart refill. Icenine wants some extra time to grab all the checks here. I think 24 seconds should have been enough, or 22 even.
Yeah, especially with the hook shot, although this ladder can be a bit finicky.
Yeah, it all depends whether you want to do the peak there on the bottom of the stairs. Nothing on hammer rocks. That's another bomb back.
Yeah, also not going to be our path item.
And it has to be hammerlock then in the fountain.
Yeah, good point. Good point. For those unfamiliar with the hero path, there are 5 path hints, and they will give you a location and a dungeon, indicating that there's something in that location that leads you to be able to complete the dungeon.
Yeah, I was a bit worried for Iceland that this would happen. I really thought he had to backwalk there. I hope it doesn't go to his head that he lost some time here. Just keeps focused.
And now we are just 20 minutes, and there's plenty of race still to go. But Master Aleks not wasting any time, gonna pick up those iron boots right away. Then I imagine after here, he will be playing Minuetta Forest and kind of following Icenine's path through the Lost Woods. And there he is, picking up Serenade. Will he opt to jump into the Forest Temple?
Yeah, actually, Star is right. So the bomb back is bomb blocked, but that's really hard to believe that it's going to lock all the strengths and all the bows. So, but technically, it's just something to think about.
Good point. Good point. Ooh, we've got a big chest here on Death Mountain Trail. A hint for Skull Kid. Oh, well, that's nice to have, but it is not a item that unlocks anything. But it does add an extra hit point of damage if he equips it.
I still would be very suspicious of a hammer in CAC, either on 10 or 20 or on chickens.
Yeah, absolutely. You might want to full clear your Kakariko village today.
Once you've done everything you wanted to do in your child or in your eldest one, you just go straight bottom of the well, including all the CAC checks.
Yeah, absolutely. Bottom of the well ZL really early. There are 14 checks available to us in the bottom of the well in Kakariko Village. Although it doesn't count towards your path hint, it is a high density area.
It just takes 5 minutes for like 10 checks, so hard to find a better location in this game. One of the best dopamine shots after Midos.
There's a Zora Tunic. I missed Icenine grabbing earlier. And another pretty decent area to go, possibly after bottom of the well, we might see these runners take a trip up Zora's River. We can full clear that location, and it will lead them straight into the path hinted location of Zora's domain.
Yeah, there's still a lot of options for the item that can be there. Dins, hovers, magic.
Yep. Only time will tell, and if you want to see it, you're going to have to stay tuned right here, only on ZSR. Although I guess there is, what, a Brazilian and, unfortunately, no French restream of this match. But I guess there are other options. You don't have to stay here, but if you do stay, happy to have you.
Aleks having a little bit of problem with the Goron here. Looking at his 4th attempt right now. And there's a long shot for Icenine as well. A very even race so far.
Yeah, I imagine Master Aleks will be stepping out of Death Mountain Crater, maybe finishing up the trail by the time that Icenine gets out of Dodongo's Cavern. And after that, there's not much left for them to do as an adult. That would be very efficient.
Aleks using his last rupees to buy some more bombs.
He's done a lot of exploding, and he's about to use 4 more.
Unless he goes for the peak, the long distance peak.
Very true, very true. And that's exactly what he's doing. Will he be able to deuce? There are 3 small chests back there. Looks like it. Foregoing that hint stone.
Wasn't that the Shadow Pot hint?
I think you're right, yep.
I think that was the first one we found, so he might lose a bit of time in Shadow later if he doesn't find the other copy.
Yeah, just a little bit of time, because he will have the requisite magic to get in there and be able to use his Fur's Wind, as I mentioned earlier.
It probably evens out. Probably reading the hint is like half a minute, and doing that room is also like half a minute. So.
Yep. And Icenine will be warping out of here before Aleks finishes up the crater.
Are we going child immediately now, or are we going to do something else before?
He is going up the trail, I guess, just for this Skulltula here.
Yeah, he's already thinking about the hammer on potentially on one of the skull checks.
Yep. And that is his 5th token.
Oh, it's probably on the way to Irons.
Oh, right. Yep, that would be another good call to make.
not sure if we saw this check from Alex before. I think we have.
Yep, I recall him jumping in here, slaying some zombies. Icenine did not get this hint stone, though. Oh, that's our 50 hint, right?
Yep, no skulls required today.
Yeah, I recall Icenine jumping straight off the cliff. So that might plague him a little later in the game, depending on where that second hint stone is.
I was going for the hint over here.
Yep. There are always 2 copies of each hint. And it looks like Icenine will be the first back into the Temple of Time, making his deposit.
There was another Zora's Domain to Bongo hint in the wall here.
Yep.
Oh, Icenine backwalking from Temple of Time. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to set time of day to nighttime, rolling it back here into outside Ganon's castle location. We'll set it tonight. And he's thinking about Richard the dog. Will he be a good boy today, or will he be a little naughty? It's Master Aleks now jumping into the Forest Temple, taking a peek inside.
So Icenine just set the time of day to night. He will be able to check Richard, but he won't be having a good time of day for Dempe.
And it'll also require him to warp out of here. I imagine straight over to the Sacred Forest Meadow to get another song from our lovely little Lady Saria. The fairy girl with the green hair. Maybe a dragon tattoo. I don't know.
And Alex going a little bit farther here in Forest, grabbing those skulls that he thinks he needs.
Nothing on our 2 Bombchu bowling checks. Won't get to see that mini game.
The fun. Let's wait for the big chest. Oh, it's a light arrow. That's nice. I was going to say that the fun thing about spawning in treasure chest game room is that you don't have to wait for night.
Oh, yeah, good point. But although those light arrows are a requisite item, it's going to be a while before we use them.
Icenine opting to play very safe here, going for the Din's Fairy check. And there's Bolero for Alex here on Saria's song check.
Yeah, that will be good once we go back adult for some routing and quick access to the Fire Temple once we find our hammer.
And not to mention the fairy there. That's probably having our path item.
Yep, that's an even better point.
I have a really hard time seeing that bomb bag being bomb locked. I mean, it's possible, but I think the chances are maybe less than 10%.
Icenine not too far behind, having opted to go into the Hyrule Castle area and check that fairy fountain.
And both runners are converging now on Kokiri Sword Chest.
Yeah, very similar routes, given the items and the options available to them. I think they're both fairly efficient. Icenine, as we see, is valuing a bit of Skulltulas here. Unfortunately, just another $5 on our Kokiri Sword Chest.
Oh, Icenine is checking out Lake. He's playing really safe, really defensive. I did say he's playing safe, but on the other hand, he's also skipping all the Lost Woods checks as child here.
Yep. I think you might be tempted to do South Hyrule Field and walk over to the valley after seeing the Hammerrock Sint dead there. So just 2 checks remaining, and they are most easily obtained as a child. And there's our bow.
Yeah, that's actually a great bow for Aleks. Icenine did skip the check for the time being.
And that is a check if you don't do it on your first pass through the Lost Woods. Might take you a little while to get back to.
He also skipped Skull Kid, so I am pretty sure that Icenine will find his way back to Lost Woods at some point.
What was on Skull Kid?
I don't know what it was, but Sarah's might be pathing Kakariko, right? I'm pretty sure Alex checked it, and it probably was
It's
nothing.
it's a bottle on Skull Kid,
Oh, it's a bottle. All right.
Thank you, sir.
which is highly
thought we saw it in
unlikely
it.
to be path, but Big Pose is a thing, potentially, if we ever find a Pono song. And there's also the lovely thing that's known as Big Oron from Prescription. We don't have a wallet, but we also don't have Zordo's letter, and I'm mildly concerned because we are supposed to go to face King Zora for that prescription.
Yeah, that's a good point. But probably we'll find out if King Zora has our item if we check the other two first. Oh, it's even hinted. It says a fish bottle.
Well, there's one of the wallets that might put that adult trade sequence into logic.
I wonder where Icenine is headed next. Is he walking all the way from here to Zora's River, or is he going?
As I said just a few minutes ago, I would be very tempted to take the walk over to the valley.
Yeah, there's either a river play or just an immediate bottom of the well play.
Looks like he's angled towards the river.
Did Aleks not see the hint that pot is dead? It was on Temple of Time, right?
Yeah, I do believe that was one of our first hints. But maybe just wants a little bit of love. Or not.
It's almost turning night here for Icenine, so I don't see how he will be on. If he decides to go back the same way, then I don't think he will have time, the right time to do Dempe digging.
And Icenine playing a little bit of extra song for our frogs here. Picking up some money. Making them big.
And there's the bigger on hint. And there's also a scale, yeah.
Yeah, silver scale. Might converge our runners once again. Or maybe not.
Yeah,
well,
the scale,
I guess maybe it will, because Aleks can now take that scale from Lake Hylia, bypass the walk through the field, and just swim into Zora's domain.
Yeah, that's really a nice time save for Aleks. And also knowing that Big Goron is dead is also helping.
So unfortunately, nothing to the first 3 checks here in the river.
Lots of Bombchu packs hinted here.
Yeah, we are certainly not going to be doing the Skull Mask quest in order to get a pack of bomb juice.
I would be highly surprised if we do. Nothing here in river, it seems.
Yeah, this is a barren location.
Graveyard path to Morpha, makes sense. I'm not sure which item it's pointing to.
I think it has to be the iron boots because one hook shot did not lock the other one.
I mean, you need both hook shots for Morpha, so they are both paths to Morpha.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the hook shots locking each other is only meaningful for the other dungeons where you just need one of the two.
I'll trust you. And a very nice strat here from Icenine. One of the quickest that we see here on Zelda Speedruns.
Yeah, we will be able to check 2 out of 3 checks here in Zora's domain. It's not going to be the torches check. 50-50 between the diving minigame and King Zora.
Yeah,
Or
one
both.
down, 2 to go. Yeah, there's never any guarantee that it's just going to be one of them.
Oh yeah, it might also be like Paradox Letter or something. Evil. Oh,
Ooh, well, it is certainly on King Zora. So we are gonna either need to find Rudo's letter, which will unlock the path to the ice cavern for a free bottle of blue fire, or we're gonna need to find a second wallet in order to purchase a bottle of blue fire from one of the shops. So Icenine with the advantage in that department, already picking up a wallet from South Hyrule Field. That is going to be something to keep in mind as the race progresses.
lots of theorizing going on in chat for what our item layout will be. The theory is now that it might be 2 wallets required for King Zora, and perhaps also the bottle.
Well, Icenine certainly didn't forget about the bottle.
And he also will pick up the scale here, but will he also pick up the bomb? Sorry, the bow here.
Right, good point. We will need one bow in order to both complete the Forest Temple and win the game.
Icenine has been playing defensively so far. It would be a shame if he would drop, if he would skip this check. So that would mean that we are looking for strength, perhaps locked behind something in, maybe a strength then in DMC.
Yeah. And I'm just noting Alex's position here, going from domain through the river. He's going to be in great position to make it over to Kakariko for that very dense location of the bottom of the well.
Yeah, it could be a very rare hover boots with the hero for forest. That's true. But that would be really rare, I think. I'm not even sure what the Achillead has to be in order for hovers to be worth in Forest Temple.
Master Aleks also making use of those frogs who pay out 50 rupees for any child song other than Song of Storms.
It's quite a miracle that we're now over 45 minutes in and we haven't even seen bottom of the well yet.
Yeah, it wasn't a great option given their first segment as a child. And then they had a pretty lengthy adult one segment, thanks to that bomb bag and hook shot.
Yeah, both runners are still following each other's steps right now. We'll see which route was more effective once one of the runners goes for some extra checks or some new checks we haven't seen. And there's Icenine with the run to Keck, so fresh checks.
Yeah, and he will be making it there ahead of his opponent, Master Aleks.
Is there anything that Aleks did over Icenine besides the light arrows in Forest?
That is a good question. I think the answer is no. In fact, I think Icenine has a leg up on checks. Because I don't think Aleks did Richard or Bombshoe Bowling.
Yeah, and Din's Ferry is also one of the checks that Icenine did already.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like Icenine's route has been a little bit better. I think also did field. I'm not sure if Aleks did anything in field.
Yeah, very true. Icenine got that wallet. Aleks, with that scale, was kind of more convenient to skip the South Hyrule checks. And Andrew's Chickens was nothing, just another $5. But here we go. This is going to be the exciting one. 14 checks. 3 of them are going to be small keys. And a very dense location.
What's our skill count? 7 for Aleks.
Well, without a boomerang, unlikely to see any in bottom of the well. Could get swallowed by the like, but that would be pretty significant time loss. Assuming he wants to, then kill the like to get his shield back. Well, look at this, Aleks timing his entrance into Kakariko at nighttime. Will be able to pick an extra 5 skulls up, likely getting him to that 10 count.
Yeah, ultimately it's not about the quantity of checks, but the quality of your checks.
Yep, positively.
Also, if Denpei digging is an important item, that might be very bad for Icenine.
Oh, true. Aleks timing this very well to get that check in as well.
So not on 10 and not on chickens.
Might just be that bomb bag.
That would really be quite something. But actually, it can't be the bomb bag because the bow was 4-0. So we have another way to get the other bomb bag.
Oh, that's true.
It has to be 20 now then. Or Serias.
Yeah, with that, with the hook shot and Bolero, we can also get that second bomb bag. So given 2 bomb bags available, the one in Kakariko cannot be our path hint.
And that's a bomb lock bow.
Nice little quiver upgrade for Icenine, but not unlocking anything because of it.
I take it there was nothing on Denpei digging. I looked away for a second.
Yes, I believe you are correct. Nothing highlighted on the tracker.
Yeah, so the next big play will be GGG then.
That would be our next census location. Though I wouldn't be too surprised to see our runners take the Iron Boots and Longshot in to the Water Temple in an effort to try to get that done. With the bow, we can also do a few more checks in the Forest Temple. So they do have options.
Yeah, we do know that the boss key is not behind Song of Time in Water Temple. Because Water Temple locks Song of Time.
Good point. As Icenine crawling to this big chest, jumping over it on his way into the dead hand fight. And there it is. Look at that. Rudo's letter. We do not need 2 wallets, and to unfreeze King Zora, you can go straight into the ice cavern.
Paradox leather fence in shambles. So I was thinking about Water Temple. So the one drawback is that you don't have strength yet, and so you can't do Dragon Chest. You also cannot do the bow target check.
Yeah,
So it is a little bit risky to go to Water Temple, but then again, there's still 7 out of 9 checks where your boss key can be that are good for you.
Very nice. 9 doing a very nice peek through the wall to the final chest. Seeing it small, he is out of here. There is Serenade likely to go turn in that Rudo's letter back in Zora's domain.
So what are the potentially good songs that we can find in Ice? Maybe Requiem, Eponas?
Yeah, both of those would be preferable to the other option of
Yeah, Suns
Sun
is
Song.
it's probably the worst song that you can find there.
And of course, we have found the always hints for Ocarina of Time being on Nocturne, and Song of Time being on the Ravaged Village check. Unfortunately, no magic, so Icenine will not pop into our fish deity, Jabu Jabu. But it looks like, actually, maybe he is going to do the boomerang check. He's got that fish on his C button. Sticking my foot directly into my mouth.
We haven't found magic yet, so that's a bit of a bummer. Otherwise, you could just set for us here.
Oh, I guess he's just emptying his bottle, so he doesn't have to do it in the ice cavern. And going for that fairy fountain.
Yeah, I think that seems pretty optimal to me.
Well, given his plan likely to come back here to unfreeze King Zora in order to complete his path hint, you know, he's going to be passing right by this. Although if this were magic, he would be able to pop back into Jabu Jabu's belly. But with Master Aleks back here in Night Market, I want to say Icenine is comfortably in a slight lead here, just shy of the 1 hour mark.
And that's the ice play, I think.
Yep, absolutely. He's got Bolero. He can use either the Iron Boots or the Scale to get quick access from the Lost Woods into Zora's River. And he's got 2 bottles.
So we'll probably see a Bolero here. I wouldn't hate picking up the skull first in OGC.
Nope, no time for that. We gotta go fast. Ooh, kind of a risky jump there onto the bridge here in the crater.
Yeah, everything to save those frames.
Really nice timing with that bomb to kill that Skulltula there for Master Aleks.
And because it's daytime now, Iceland is not able to pick up a few more skulls that are along the route here. That's why I think the OGC play was actually interesting.
Oh, good point. Good point. And we are synced up playing our Zelda's Lullaby. One for a fairy fountain, the other for the Zoras. Each one kind of a knock on the door.
So do I see it correctly that Icenine has a Rootless Letter and 2 bottles? Is that maybe what the item was then?
Which item where?
Yeah, so we didn't see what item Icenine picked up in Zora's Fountain on the ferry. Oh, the 2 bottles include Rose Bottle, okay.
Yeah, no, I think the fountain fairy was nothing of note. Also, nothing to note the item on the iceberg there, and nothing in the bottom of the fountain. And with the exception of that letter, it's been a bit since we've gotten an item of note.
Yeah, the seed has also been very linear. The runs have basically been doing the same things all the time.
Yep.
So, based on that, I think we can say that Iceland has like a 5-minute lead.
5 minutes at least. Although Master Aleks not taking the trip into the fountain, then we'll catch him up a bit.
The runners don't have hover boots here, so they don't have the option to do the trick where you backflip when you pick up the final rupee, the final silver rupee. It's a very hard trick, but I've seen Ryu Kane, for example, do it successfully recently. Aleks wants to do a bit more here in Forest. Interesting. Forest is path to Goma, of course.
Oh, is Forest Temple holding our Kokiri sword or maybe our slingshot? I missed that hint earlier. Icenine finding a third bottle here in the ice cavern. Probably not worth it to pick it up at this point.
Yeah, these runners are confident that they don't need milk to beat the seed. And even if they aren't, they still have some pride. Longshot in Forest is just really good. You can just immediately longshot up there. I'm slightly surprised by the dip into Forest by Aleks, because he knows he will have to dip a third time.
Unfortunately, not getting anything there in the Forest Temple to make his trek through the Ice Cavern any speedier, such as potentially hover boots. Very nice glitchless jump there from Icenine.
Yeah, that's the first. I've never seen it being done that way.
And there are several options that allow players to get a bit creative when hunting for a strategy that works for them. Fortunately, missing that one. And gonna use his last bomb here to just ground jump instead. It's a tough call to make depending on the trick. Do I want to try it again, potentially missing again and losing out on those few precious seconds, or just bite the bullet and do something that he knows he can pull off? Although I guess it is a little scary with just one bomb remaining. And not sure if I'm doing a bit of time warping there, but Icenine picking up the Sun Song here in the Ice Cavern.
Oh, it's a Sun Song, right. I'm a bit behind, I'll refresh.
But the big question of the hour here, and it's early in the hour, as Master Aleks rolling right past our Frozen Fish King. What will our King Zora have for us? We know it's going to be something good, and we know it's going to be on the path to Bongo Bongo. Could be hovers, could be magic, or it's going to be something that leads to one of those items.
So just check whether we're not too far ahead of chat. I see Icenine just talk to King Zora right now.
Oh, I just saw him dump the blue bottle of fire out.
Oh, no,
Ooh, all hail, it is Lord Banana.
yeah, I'll leave the boomerang to you. So
Lord Banana adorned with that jewel upon his crest. The only banana-shaped item in the game. And Icenine not making use of any cosmetics to turn it a funky color. We don't want to be eating any blue bananas or green bananas today.
so it's not Paradox Ladder, but it's basically the next thing.
Yeah, so there's only one thing that can mean, given we already have a hook shot and a long shot to gather up plenty of Skulltulas. And that is that there is something on the path to Bongo Bongo inside Lord Jabu Jabu.
I think the boomerang fulfills the hint already because Nocturne is behind Jabu.
Oh, good point, good point. I wasn't even thinking about Nocturne of Shadow.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer that it's just going to be for the song.
Never say never. Lord Jabu Jabu might have swallowed something interesting today.
Oh, I have seen Dins on Baronade before. Still possible.
But given the pessimistic outcome, it will just mean there is going to be a casino for those 3 items that, with Nocturne of Shadow, unlock the Shadow Temple.
So what is your opinion on the term casino? Is it just when you're out of hints, then it's a casino? Or if you're down to one item and you have a lot of checks left, then it's a casino? Or what do you think?
No, I think the casino mode can apply to multiple items that you still need. I think it's when the path hint is fulfilled and you don't have any other items left that you need. So if it's just Nocturne that we get from our Ocarina of Time, and there's nothing else in Jabu Jabu, it's gonna kind of feel bad, and might lead to a full clear of the game, given that our next densest location is going to be the Gerudo Training Grounds. I've already cleared out the Ice Cavern, already cleared out the bottom of the well, so it's going to be a bit likely that we're going to clear all of our dungeons today.
We can still hope for the good 7 dungeon go mode.
Yep.
Yeah, we know it's all dungeons, and it's hard required to beat all the dungeons. So
Yeah, a bit of deduction done very early on, as soon as we saw that Nocturne of Shadow hint. Nocturne of Shadow being locked by our 3 spiritual stones, the Kokiri Emerald, the Goron Ruby, and the Zora Sapphire, respectively locked by the Spirit Temple and Jabu Jabu's Belly. And given that our win condition is, or our Rainbow Bridge condition to enter the Ganon's Castle to face the final boss is collecting all 6 of the medallions, we are guaranteed to do all dungeons, and these runners have known that for most of the seed so far.
yeah, I wonder how this race is going to develop. But as it looks now, Icenine just has a healthy lead, and with the seed being very linear so far, it's going to be really hard for Aleks to get back into the game.
I wouldn't say really hard, but it will be a challenge, that's for sure. Somewhere along the way, he lost a bunch of time to Icenine.
I think it's worth to check the skull count again after we are done with Jabu. I think just rushing 20 is probably the best play here. And that's our 3rd bow. So it looks like Aleks is on 16 skulls and Icenine on 15. Icenine will grab 3 more here in Jabu. There is Starks. There's still ways for Aleks to get back into the game, but from experience, seeing how far Icenine already seems behind, he's gonna need some sort of luck or some good item placement.
Yeah, or just happen to check along the way that Icenine skips over. That also happens to have something required. But given that they've had very similar routes, and after Jabu, their options are kind of limited. There is the Redead Grave in Graveyard they can check, the Archery game in Kakariko, Adult Lake Hylia, the Water Temple, which isn't the best location, and I am kind of assuming that based off all that, we'll see both runners head into GTG after completing Jabu Jabu. rescuing our fish deity from the parasite known as Baronade.
It's a deity without power to help himself. Yeah, so I'm thinking. Did one of the runners do archery already? Adult archery?
I did not make note of that.
Because we're all this time I was assuming it's on 20 skulls. But
I don't see anything in chat, or anyone in chat, saying we have seen the adult archery game yet. But it looks like Aleks has that exact thing in mind, heading straight to CAC.
yeah, so if a hammer is on one of those two checks, and then maybe a strength is in the crater, then I think this seed will snowball from there.
Yep. And it's also possible it could be 20 skulls and Kakariko archery that are required. If you want to find out, you're going to have to stay tuned right here, only on ZSR. Unless you want to watch the Portuguese restream there over on Rando Brazil. Icenine being one of our Brazilian runners, a community that is grown pretty quickly and pretty affluently in the Ocarina of Time Randomizer community. There are no slouches over there. And just $50 from the archery game, so 20 skulls is most certainly the answer. And Aleks actually might be collecting number 20 here on top of Impa's roof.
Yeah, so I fully expect to see hammer here, otherwise I'd be mildly surprised. It could also be hover boots.
Hover boots would be interesting, adding one extra piece to the casino mode. There it is. It's hammer time.
Hammer time indeed. Okay, so I think this will lead us to the strength, which will lead us to the Kiwi sword potentially. So
Get your parachute pants on.
So, given what we know, I think it's only Spirit and Shadow for which we need more items.
And quite a bit, quite a good quantity of items, too.
But we have some progression to do for sure. I'm going to assume that the Kiwi sword is in forest.
Yep, pretty safe assumption, although we have yet to see any slingshots. But Aleks is being very thorough as we have spawned a big chest. Ooh, it's magic.
That's a nice find for Aleks. It's certainly one of the things that can bring him back into the race.
Yeah, and with that Ferrar's Wind, if he uses that combination wisely, it could be just the ticket that he needs. And he's going to actually take that hammer straight into the crater in order to satisfy this path.
It has to be a strength, right?
Yeah, I don't think we have any other items that could unlock something.
Or maybe, yeah.
It's not going to be the mirror shield, for example. Yep, there it is. You called it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So now we can do forest, and we can do fire, and we can do... we already did Jabu, we can do water.
Yeah, Aleks is actually going to skip out on Jabu Jabu for now. He's got with that hammer and strength, he's got a lot he can complete. So here, 1 hour, 18 minutes in, we are going to get a pretty strong divergence.
Yeah, we won't be seeing any daylight soon with all those dungeons that are ahead of us. Strength was in the crater, as we expected, because it was path to Phantom Ganon.
All right, and where does Icenine go from here? Back walking out of the Temple of Time.
He's going to GGT then, I guess.
I'm not certain of his skull count, but we might see him pick up the hammer here.
His personal tracker says 18.
Okay, he could jump inside the grotto right outside of Kakariko and then onto Impa's roof, but it looks like first he's going to check out the Bolda O Destiny. Cute little nickname dubbed by one Spike Vegeta. Currently deep in the throes of Momam, a month of mushrooms and mayhem. I believe they were doing the Ocarina of Time event just last night.
Are we doing the pose out of logic?
It looks like he's gonna try, and he gets the spawn, he gets the shot, he gets the kill. And he must be thinking, hey, there's something strange in the neighborhood.
Wasn't there a Poe hint, or am I having Seed Bleed?
I do not recall that one.
So probably the latter then.
$20. And Master Aleks is using that for his win to effective advantage.
It's slightly surprising that he's checking pose, because Eponas we might be already in go mode when we get Eponas. It's either behind the Shadow Medallion or the Force Medallion, or on Requiem.
So Aleks setting Pharaoh's win there. He does not have to go all the way back through the push block room after he kills these floor masters. Be able to warp straight back up to that warp location that he set. Just a small chest here. And away we go!
Yeah, Force and Force is just too good.
Let's see if he also makes use of it potentially in the water temple before doing any checks. Setting it right in front of the boss door. Nothing too useful in the fire temple where it could be placed.
Icenine? Okay. That was a weird camera angle for a moment.
Yeah, but he's got his parachute pants on. It's hammer time for Icenine. Interesting play. Oh, I guess he wants to do archery. Never mind. I, at first glance, could not surmise why he was playing the Sun Song there. But you can only do Kakariko archery in the daytime.
And that's going to be a purple roof for him as well, which doesn't fit in his wallet anymore, I think. Oh, it does, yeah.
Spend a little money to play and gets the refund.
So Icenine is only on 5 hearts, so I'm wondering if he might buy the tunic here. 5 hearts, Fire Temple is not that great.
Looks like not. He is, well, I guess he's doing the hammer rocks first.
Yeah, I think it's a good play to, if you want to beat fire now, I think it's a good play to grab the tunic. But you can also try to do some other dungeons first.
Yeah, with that early bomb bag, didn't have much cause to open many small chests. And it looks like our NPC characters were stingy with their heart containers and pieces, so just 5 hearts, almost 90 minutes in, wouldn't be a bad call. But he is jumping into forest first. Meanwhile, Master Aleks recently passed the halfway mark in the second floor Stalfos room. So he should be out of here in 4 or 5 minutes. Maybe 6.
So I was thinking that not having the magic is maybe not such a big deal, but on the other hand, we still have to beat Spirit before we can grab Nocturne. And magic might come in very handy in Spirit. So this is maybe Alex's win condition right now. Wait for him to get back into the game.
Ooh, big chest here in the checkerboard room. And there it is. There is our Kokiri sword that we've been hoping to see.
Yep, the game has been very predictable. Yet again, we have managed to do a double forest.
Yeah, not considering our 2 racers here have been kind of following in each other's footsteps, ping-ponging back and forth. Bit of divergence here and there, but for the most part, as you said earlier, the seed is quite linear today. Ooh, getting blasted by that Octorok nut.
We're still a good amount of items from Go mode. We still need Strength 2, Mirror Shields, Dins, and the Hover Boots. Welcome Raiders from ZeldaSpeedRuns 3.
Now, please contain any spoilers. Oh wait, no, wrong channel. All right, Zelda 3 getting out of the European Weekly.
Wasn't that one on GSR2?
I'm not sure.
Link to the Past race.
Ah, okay.
Still very welcome, of course, to join the render for another Zelda game.
Might start a fight, but in my opinion, a better Zelda game going on right here.
I think how many Raiders there were? I think 26 people just left the chat. Another one here in Forest.
Gold scale, not gonna get us anything we couldn't already obtain.
It doesn't do anything anymore for us.
Logically putting the diving experiment into logic at Lake Hylia, but with the runners as far into the tournament as they've gotten, I would be very, very surprised if they didn't know and were unable to do the trick with the iron boots, sinking to the bottom and then hook-shotting the crate and quickly unequipping them.
And Aleks made his way to Phantom Ganon.
Yeah, and he's gonna be out of here before Icenine gets to the halfway mark. So about 6.5 minutes ahead. Of course, Icenine has already completed Jabu Jabu's belly. So difficult to say if there's been any catch-up.
And here's where Aleks is saving time on Icenine, for Icenine not having magic here, not being able to use furrows.
Yep. Also, Icenine will have an extra age change, having, changed ages to turn in the letter, changed ages to get the boomerang. Master Aleks also had to do that. But Icenine will have to go child at least one more time to do the Deku tree, whereas Master Aleks is gonna, I'm guessing, complete both Jabu Jabu and the Deku tree on his next child segment. But let's see if he does that or he opts to complete the Fire Temple and maybe even the Water Temple first. There is Serenade.
Yeah, Aleks is surely making up lots of ground here by prioritizing that hammer a bit more than Icenine did. It saves him the age change.
Oh, a little miss angle there on his side hops. Not crossing the bridge. We want to go into the Water Temple.
We do have to. I was going to say we do have the Zora tunic, but it's not really important unless the big key is, of course, in the pillar.
There are also 4 checks available here in Adult Lake Hylia. I wouldn't be too surprised if one of our required items is just sitting out here.
Pillar was in the smoky. I missed that, so no pillar then.
Yeah, and Aleks, will be making use of Furrow's Wind to great effect once again. Gonna save a bit of time on Icenine, who is gonna have to raise the water level, assuming the boss key isn't in the map chest.
So Icenine is actually playing with a skin. He's not playing with the standard Zelda.
Yep, it is the same model, but I believe that is the Twilight of Princess skin. Did I just say Twilight of Princess?
I'll pretend I didn't hear. Not because I'm offended, but for your sake.
Oh, OT3D.
Small chest there in a cracked wall. It didn't look like a key to me, so.
Alright, halfway through the Forest Temple, as Aleks drains the water level here in the Water Temple. Doing a pretty standard route of map chest first, peeking the cracked wall on his way floating up.
So I think the first 2 checks were both items, so we will be seeing a lot of keys from now on. So in almost 98% of cases, there will be 2 items in the early parts of water, and there will be 2 items on Dark Link, water, river chest, and big key chest, and the rest will be keys.
Well, if the rest are big keys, I do think the vanilla boss key chest could be either vanilla or an item.
Yeah. So
Oh,
how
I
it,
guess it
yeah. So
can't
how
be. Never mind.
yeah. So if the big key is, for example, on a big key chest, then Morpha is also able to have an item that is
Yeah.
normally in the 3 checks I just mentioned.
Mathomat on top of his game, on top of his logic game.
Yeah, I did a little bit of did a little bit of research at some point when I was trying to qualify for S6,
Very nice.
but it was actually too late because I think I had already 7 of my 8 races in at the time.
So, a case of too little, too late. But maybe it will be paying off for you there once season 7 starts.
Who knows? I keep joking around that I'm a retired runner, so
Ooh, there it is on the dragon chest. Boss key for Master Aleks.
yeah. So that means that Morpha will likely have an item as well now.
Very nice, getting the quick hook. Pulling Morpha up against the door. Oh, drops it, but gets the stab on the rebound before Morpha can get back into its pool. Very good fight from Master Aleks there.
And that's why we're all here watching these incredible runners with the backup strats on quick kills.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gotten here for a reason, and that right there is a display of one of them. So, Morpha down for Aleks before Icenine takes on our Phantom Horse Ghost.
And indeed, it's a key here on Morpha. That means there are 2 items on Dark Link and the River Chest.
Yes, good things to keep in the back of our minds is we're still looking for a strength upgrade, a mirror shield, Din's fire, and the hover boots.
So Alex seems to be pulling ahead here on medallions, but in fact it's a very close race still.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's going to be taking the time to continue his thorough play style and at least check the Shooting Sun item check.
It looked like a bomb back to me.
That was too quick, and the sun was too bright for me. Well, I'm guessing Aleks saw. And he is not going into the Fire Temple. He is making his age change. He's got 2 child dungeons to complete. Will he go Deku Tree first, or will he go into Lord Jabu Jabu? If you want to find out, you're going to have to stay tuned right here on ZSR.
Welcome to the stream, Duodecker.
And it looks like the answer to that question is Jabu Jabu. For the 3rd time this seed, Aleks is swimming across the lake, gonna dive into Zora's domain as Icenine takes on the Phantom Horse Pig Ghost thing.
Or whatever it is.
Your guess is as good as mine. Not only is he riding a horse, but it kind of looks like he's got a horse head. He's a phantom, so he's ghost-like. And he's a phantom of Ganon, who's a pig.
And there are a few siblings that are even darker than himself.
He does have a pretty good and cool weapon that the developers of Breath of the Wild never took advantage of, at least to my knowledge.
You mean the weapon of Phantom Ganon?
Yeah, I think that would be a pretty cool one to have, and maybe it's going to show up in Tears of the Kingdom.
And Duodecker with copy pastas. Too much for me to read right now. Icenine here giving us a first look into Fire Temple.
Yeah, haven't seen the Fire Temple yet.
Gotta do your dungeon in order. First forest, then fire, then water.
Nice, nice. I wonder if vanilla is his preferred flavor of ice cream.
That also means we have to do Shadow before Spirit, but that will be a problem.
Yeah, the game has made sure of that one. It's also going to create more of a challenge for us as the seed progresses to determine if either one of these runners is in the lead or not. Not going to want to go anywhere, folks. Seed is still exciting, and the winner is certainly undetermined yet.
Yeah, the first one to Nocturne is probably winning this race. Unless it's, of course, still very close at that time.
Icenine bottling up a few safety fairies, as he never opted to purchase that Goron tunic you were talking about earlier. Ooh, and Aleks using a rarely seen Furrow's win strat here in Jabu.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the timing of that strategy, how much it saves or how much it probably doesn't cost too much, but
Ooh, barely getting the placement of Rudo on top of that switch. Kind of bounced on top of it. Cutting it close there.
so how it works here with the Forest Wind on Alex's side is that once the final tentacle is down, you don't have to beat the other enemies in the room anymore. You can just force back, and then tentacles will all be gone.
Yep.
I'm always curious to see whether the boss key and fire will be at the end or at the beginning. So if it's at the beginning, then you're always afraid you have to come back later.
Two keys in the first three chests, so going into the big lava room.
We need at least one more small key in the next two checks here, or the boss key.
Yeah, otherwise someone messed up in rolling the seed.
And there is at least one.
Yeah, so we have the ability now to climb, but we could find the boss key just in the next room at the other side of this big room.
Meanwhile, Alex leaving Ruto behind there in the in the room with the boomerang chest, the vanilla boomerang chest.
Yeah, she is gonna warp alongside with him.
My best guess is that she will be angry at first, but in the end she'll probably want to marry Link. Spoilers.
That would be a fun text box to randomize.
It's very nice
Right.
that Aleks took a few steps back there, because I wasn't sure if he would do the side up immediately. He might just hit the block from the side.
Also very nice that Icenine grabbed those fairies as his timer just ran out and he got burned.
Yeah, 5 hearts is normally not enough. Maybe if you have a long shot, maybe you can do it, but it's very tight.
Yep. Ooh, that is a big chest there on the shortcut.
Yeah, you have to continue at least until that chest, even if you find the boss key earlier. We still need so many items.
No, not a guarantee that we'll be able to do so, but
Yeah, I would for sure 100% go back in after beating the boss if I couldn't reach the chest yet. We still need 4 more items for go mode, so
yeah, that is true.
we already found 3 bows, 2 bomb bags, maybe a third one on Shoot the Sun.
Yeah.
So not so many bait items left.
Yeah, that is a good point. We've got our big Goron sword, Farrar's Wind. Though I don't think we haven't seen double defense, ice arrows, Stone of Agony.
Ice arrows were hinted in Spirit
Ah, okay.
on the right hand. But yeah, we're still missing 3 slingshots, of course, and lens and maybe Nerus.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Maybe a second wallet. So there are still a good amount of bait items, but I wouldn't hate the deep fire play in the seed, given that we still need 4 more items.
Yep. Here's a question: did Icenine set his Scarecrow song? Pretty sure Aleks did.
Yeah, and Iceland hasn't been to Adult Lake yet.
So might have to orphan off one check in here, unless he is a competent at pixel shot. Able to break the logic of that check by hitting 1 or just a handful of pixels with his long shot. A very precise location in the room coming up here at the top of the boulder maze.
Iceland had me scared there for a second, jumping from the chest to the door.
Yeah, playing a bit risky.
And Aleks having the Kokiri sword, which means he doesn't need to use any of the 3 sticks.
Yeah, and a very quick Baronade fight. Quick from both of our owners, not having any issues.
Oh, it's just a slingshot. All right. So that means there's a key on Pierre.
Yeah, I did not take note of the other chests at the top of the maze here.
I think that was just a regular small chest, I think. Oh, are we ahead again?
You were a few seconds ahead of me seeing that slingshot, but not by much.
I was even pausing a few seconds before I called out the slingshot. So. All right.
Meanwhile, this is Icenine setting up for that pixel shot, so he must be key locked without getting this next check up here. So a couple sword slashes and shield maneuvers to get into the correct position. Does not get it on his first, second, or third shot. There we go.
Very nicely done. Then again, Master Aleks will just use Furores here when he gets to this place. So this will be another location where Aleks will just gain some time. Magic has been paying off big time.
Yeah, making some good plays in an order that allows him some leniency and efficiency. As mentioned, able to cut out an extra time change, being able to do both Jabu Jabu and the Deku Tree here in a single child segment.
Grabbing that key from Pierre, we can now continue. Surely you'll full clear fire at this point.
Yeah, I would agree. We've got 6 keys. There are 2 keys in 2 of the 3 next, I guess 2 out of the 4 next checks, including the dragon.
Yeah, usually you have 2 keys left when you clear fire.
Unless you're a runner or a casual player who is uncertain about the most optimal way to spend your keys and or route in here in the Fire Temple. For example, Icenine does not need that small key there. But he's going to go back and forth inside this door to get the optimal placement for that boulder.
His setup didn't really work out apparently, so he's just trying it the way that most people do it.
Yep. And he can just backwalk straight across that flame wall. Dev's not taking into consideration the speed of backwalking, but there is a big chest there. No Song of Time, so Icenine is going to have to go the long way.
So that means fire completion is actually behind Shadow even. It's actually the last dungeon, logically, that we have to clear, the seed.
Unless, of course, hover boots are someplace accessible like Gerudo Valley.
Oh, right, yeah, hovers, of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, there's the Lens of Truth for Master Aleks in the basement of the Deku Tree here. Wouldn't be out of the question to see him cheat the treasure chest minigame before he leaves his child segment here.
Yeah, Iceland had a good lead going into the current adult section, but the magic has been paying off really big for Aleks, so it's probably very close now.
Yep. Just another reason that everyone is going to want to stay tuned right here on ZSR to see the epic conclusion of this race.
So welcome to the stream, Mel. For the latecomers, we have an AD for Nocturne seed on our hands, with 20 skulls being the hammer, which was kind of hinted. So that again, we have done bottom of the well already. We have done ice already. It looks like a World Tour seed.
And neither runner at this point has touched GTG, and there is a big chest up here. So Volvagia having our final key. Ooh, that is big news bears.
Yep, that's something that we for sure will need. Strength 2 there for Ice.
For Spirit, rather.
Yeah, sorry, for Ice 9, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Oops, Ice 9.
Oh, no! Oh, Icenine falling off the platform. He's going to have to ride the elevator up, giving Aleks another opportunity to save a few seconds off on their route compared in the Fire Temple compared with his opponent here. Feels really bad, man.
Yeah, and maybe the created death is still in his mind from early in the seed. Might be feeling the pressure here.
Yeah, after a move like that, approaching the 2-hour mark in a C, that is not one you're going to feel good about.
He's probably also not too happy that he still hasn't gotten magic. Still doesn't have hovers. If his opponent has one of these items, then he knows he'll be losing time.
Well, meanwhile, I know there's a bunch of people in chat typing out the letters L and R. First chest in the treasure chest minigame is on the right-hand side. Second chest inside the treasure chest minigame is on the left-hand side. So team right, you're out. And the ping-pongers back and forth, you are out. We've got a right, left, left game going on Alex's side. And
Meanwhile,
a fourth right.
Sorry to interrupt, but Icenine is actually having a really hard time here.
Oh, yikes. Thankfully, he bottled up that second fairy. So a right, 2 lefts, and 3 rights. Unfortunately, the prize just another Pizza Heart. And Aleks doesn't have any time to say cowabunga, dude. He is rolling on out of here.
So the best thing you can do at being Icenine here is just run straight ahead when you come out of the door. And then you at least land on one of the 2 platforms, and then you have to jump to the other end.
Yep. So as bad as he was feeling about the initial fall, he is going to be feeling pretty bad about what just happened, getting burned, having to use his second fairy. Likely going to see him bottle up a third fairy before the boss fight. Oh, why are you jumping to that side of the room?
Yeah, it's probably the fastest way to do it like this, but the jump is a little bit tricky. So
yeah, the jump across that gap is the scary part.
you have to be, you gotta have a right angle, otherwise it's just too far.
Well, there is the boss key on his way to the fire dragon.
That brings some relief to the Icenine fans, because you certainly don't want to do this a 4th time.
No, definitely not. But Icenine is going to be heading into the boss fight as Master Aleks heads into the Fire Temple for the first time. But he will have a climb ahead of him. Meanwhile, if it is your first time seeing the Volvagia fight here on Zelda Speedruns, boy, do I have a knowledge bomb for you. Because developers sometimes and oftentimes create little shortcuts and whatnot in order to most effectively and efficiently meet their deadlines. There are 2 Volvagias in the boss room coming up here. One that plays whack-a-mole with you, popping in and out of the holes. The second one is the actor that flies around on top of you during the second phase, and then you'll see here at the beginning of the cutscene, burrows into the hole directly in front of the player. And speedrunners and randomizer players alike know the exploit that both hitboxes are actually available to damage from the get-go. So we are going to see Icenine make very effective use of the bombs.
So yeah, Icenine will be completing fire very soon, and then it'll just be Alex's water temple versus the fire clear by ice, and I think they're just pretty much tied up. Maybe Aleks has taken the lead already.
Yep. And there Icenine goes, placing those bombs inside that hole, stunning the Whack-A-Mole. Not going to damage the Whack-A-Mole dragon just yet. There is a second hit. You hear the dragon screaming out. Fortunately, gets troll holed. Both actors in the same hole. It's third and a fourth hit. And there is the requisite fifth hit. He's got the big Goron sword, so 5 is all it takes. And there it is. There goes the dragon down into the hole in the death throes. Icenine making that look very easy, even despite getting troll hold there on, I think it was the third hit.
Yeah, very nicely done by Icenine.
Yeah, it would be hard to do it better.
It had to be a key because we were 1 key short. Aleks, of course, still has to go all the way in fire, and fire is not a quick dungeon. So my expectation is they will be pretty much tied up when they're both done with their dungeons.
Yeah, we'll have to see just how effectively Aleks can use his Furor's Wind here while he climbs up for that requisite key on Pierre.
Oh wait, Master Aleks already cleared Deku as well, so then Aleks is just ahead now, in my opinion.
All right, Deku and Water Temple versus the climb up the Fire Temple.
Yeah, I think just the execution has been better from Aleks in this part of the race, including having the ability to place Furors every time. He's just taken over now.
Yeah, just a bit better on some of the execution, but very efficient with his routing, given the advantage of being able to warp inside dungeons with that magic and Furor's Wind.
Icenine opting to go Deku before Water Temple. That's an interesting choice. It might be big if there's anything on target. That might be huge for Icenine.
Good point. Will he backwalk into the Lost Woods? He will.
Aleks also having a little bit of a rough time here. Being eaten by the bats.
Fortunately, slingshot target in the woods paying off with just a piece of heart. But it does bring Icenine up to 6 now. Although it's kind of too little too late. He has done the Fire Temple already. Although I guess it'll give him an extra 8 seconds on his water timer. But as we are going to see checks from both runners that we saw from their opponent, I think there's no better time, especially as Aleks is continuing his climb up, to sing a little song. What do you think?
What song are we talking about? You mean Pierre?
We fell into a burning ring of fire. We climbed up, and we still climbed up higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The temple fire. The temple fire.
Applause for August here, keeping us.
Thank you very much.
I've pushed the talk enabled, so I won't be able to clap, but you being able to hear it. Yeah, so what have do we have left even after clearing these 2 dungeons? We have a few checks in water left, or actually just one actually, and GGG we have left.
According to the tracker I've been trying to keep up with, there is the torches in the graveyard. I don't think we saw either runner do the composer's grave as child. And Master
Correct, yeah.
Aleks did not opt to do that right after picking up his magic. I don't think we've seen the Tektite Grotto. I haven't seen Gerudo Valley, any of the Gerudo area, the valley, training grounds, the fortress. We also haven't seen anything in Adult Lake Hylia with the exception of Shoot the Sun.
And we still need 3 more items.
Yeah, they've got to be somewhere, and somewhere that these runners are logically expected to be able to reach.
The lens at least gives us a logical Colossus access right now. But yeah, when does Icenine go back for that magic? It might be really important to have that magic, especially if Requiem is not on Requiem but on Behind Shadow. Magic is in Sunsong's grave. It's Goma down for Icenine as well. Icenine being able to check Light Arrow cutscene now with the Spirit and Shadow medallions. Yeah, Aleks not looking forward to that pixel shot. Just going to set Pierre here.
Oh, dipping out of the Fire Temple. Thankfully, Pharaoh's Wind allowing him the opportunity to do so.
I wouldn't have hated had he done the checks in Lake Hylia as well. But going straight back is probably better. Icenine choosing a different route here in Water Temple than Master Aleks did. Master Aleks went for the map chest immediately. Icenine is going for the compass chest now.
Yep, and still no magic to make use of that Pharaoh's Wind. He's had in his possession for about 2 hours now.
Yeah, he hasn't been bailed out by another magic yet. And it's less and less likely that that will happen.
Yeah, in a seed like this, the second magic is likely to be deep in the Shadow Temple.
Or even in Ganon's. Let's see what Aleks chooses for the order of checks here. I think it makes sense to do Megaton chest no matter what. If you're in this position, and since you don't have Song of Time, it's easiest probably to jump down from there.
Unfortunately, no tricks or glitches, or at least any that are allowed to get that boss key any quicker. Ooh, and Aleks having a similar issue to Icenine here at this flame wall, but gets it quick enough.
And this goes to show how slow fire is, because Iceland already caught up on Deku and is about to catch up here in Water Temple.
Yeah, it looks like they will be pretty even Stevens.
I can't believe we are only 2 hours 10 minutes in. Feels like we've seen a lot of the game already.
We've seen almost all of it. At least all of it that was available to him, with the exception of GTG.
But yeah, we'll still have a long go mode shadow ahead of us. No, we're totally in the dark on where the remaining items are. GTG and Spirit Temple would be my best guesses. Einstein also remembering that he needs to clear Dragon Chest the regular way, the vanilla way. It's going to be very close. Einstein about to grab the boss key here. The Morpho fight is just a little bit faster than the Volvagia fight.
Yep, assuming he gets the quick kill and doesn't drop it.
Should be enough time for Master Aleks, even without a fairy.
He's up to 7 hearts there. 8 seconds per heart. Well, 8 seconds per full heart. He is down to 6 1/4.
Nice jump there by Icenine.
Yeah, really impressive. That is not an easy one.
Wouldn't that be great if we have synchronous blue warps in a minute?
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. That would sure make the end of this race exciting.
That was an
Very
insanely
quick.
fast. Yeah. The backup by Aleks was impressive, but this one was also very impressive.
Yeah, I think Icenine will get out of here a bit before Aleks gets out of Fire Temple.
Synchronous cutscenes for the 5th medallion for both of the runners.
Yeah, the death throws. Fire on one side, water on the other.
You may have wanted to pick up that key, but he decides against it.
Ooh, Aleks has 1 second left and takes the burn.
He could have known that it was going to be a key, but yeah, the fairy saves his life. Okay, let's have a second look at this item here. Is it? Oh, it's Stone of Agony.
Oh, that definitely is the Stone of Agony.
Where am I at again?
Maybe by a second or two. I guess you just got that super high speed internet.
I'll delay my shoutouts by 3 seconds then.
That is not an easy task. I commend the effort. All right, well, the Zelda secret weapon check is just a recovery heart. Nothing helpful there. As Icenine is going to do some adult lake checks here. We'll have to see if Aleks decides to do any ghost busting.
I mean, there's a 50-50 chance that Epona is behind the forest medallion, so in that case, Pose will be 100% dead.
Yep, true. Good point.
So
Already saw that from Icenine's side.
So
Aleks doesn't know that.
I would just try to save this 1 minute and just skip the check and hope that Eponas is behind my go mode. Icenine just receiving the item here on fishing. Just
Yeah, it's pizza time. Cowabunga, dude.
Aleks now leaving Detecta Grotto just to see if I'm still ahead.
Yeah, you are right on time there.
All right.
Nobody wants a piece of pizza that's sitting in the bottom of a puddle. Gotta take the time out here at the lake to shoot down that Gwei, as he will knock you off this ladder. I think just once I saw a runner not kill the Gwei, and the Gwei happened to just peck him at the top of the ladder, pushing him on the platform.
So did Aleks already do the checks that Icenine is doing now?
No, Aleks did not do adult fishing or anything around the lab here, so these are unique to Icenine. I've not seen these.
So that's interesting because then he apparently prioritized tactile crawler over the wallet Legalia checks.
And this is not the first time he's peeking at a check he should have had the hint for. Also, not doing anything here in the water temple, likely prioritizing the density of GTG ahead of it.
Icenine is very, very defensive here, wanting to head to the GG from the other side, not skipping tactile.
Yep.
Well, he knows that he still needs magic. He may have skipped it somewhere. Then again, it can also be just in GGG.
Thankfully, both our runners have everything they need to full clear GTG, with the exception of the check affectionately referred to as the toilet, which requires the Song of Time.
Yeah, Aleks managed to make up the time deficit that he had earlier in the race and is now maybe 2-3 minutes ahead.
Yeah, I would concur.
Yeah, I mentioned that he needed a good item placement, and that magic was certainly one of those good item placements that he needed.
As well, I think that strength upgrade inside the Fire Temple that you needed to pass directly by in order to get the boss key.
Icenine has been very thorough the entire race. The one thing he didn't do was check Sunstone Grave after finding the hammer.
Yeah. And yeah,
It may have been the game decider. Yeah,
at that point.
That might be the game deciding factor, but there's still a lot of race left, so still too early to call.
Yeah, getting down to the wire, it's still pretty close. And who knows, that lack of magic might route Icenine in a more effective way through Shadow Temple. We're not going to know until we get to that point.
I suppose you mean Spirit Temple. Yeah, I totally agree.
Oh yeah, Spirit.
Yeah, if there's a small key or a boss key on one of the magic lock checks, then that's very good for Aleks.
All right, small key number 3 here in GTG.
We still don't have Song of Time yet, which is locked behind Shadow. So there are not going to be big chests in the center or on the right side of the maze, or at least not big chests that we need.
Oh, like not playing nicely.
Yeah, that's really weird. like should have been dead 5 times.
And Icenine going ahead and peeking the maze first might save a bit of time on Aleks opening up all these small key chests.
It was a screen filling big chest. And It's just a bottle.
Yeah, that is the fourth one that we've seen. Neither runner picking up the bottle of milk inside the ice cavern. Yeah, Icenine not picking up any chests. It looked like the entire maze was dead.
There will be nothing after Shadow. When we beat Shadow, then we can beat the game.
Yep, Shadow is the final piece to our puzzle.
Because Spirit will be 100% before anything in Shadow.
Yeah, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. In order to access the Shadow Temple, you need first to have Nocturne Shadow in your possession, which is locked on our Ocarina of Time, obtained after you collect the Kokiri Emerald, the Goron Ruby, and the Zora Sapphire. And today, the Goron Ruby has rolled inside the Spirit Temple, the prize from defeating the boss, Twin Rova. So that is 5 small keys for Aleks. 4 of those chests, Icenine appears will not open, saving just a handful of seconds on his opponent.
Yeah, Alex almost cleared the entire loop. Is now going to have a peek in the center.
And there is a 5th small key chest that Icenine will save time on. So, do you or anyone in chat have any idea how many keys are in the maze?
There's one in the back at least.
Could we eliminate the toilet check?
Yes, everything behind Song of Time is 100% dead this seed.
Oh, right, good point.
It looks like GGG was a complete bust. Hard to believe with how few checks we have left.
Yeah, if it's not in the graveyard there, it's gonna be somewhere in the Gerudo area. And it looks like Aleks is making the walk back out to the valley, having saved in GTG. If these checks are nothing, he can just reset his console and spawn back inside there.
My mind goes back to like half an hour into the seed when you said that maybe the valley looked like a good play.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no bomb choose for Aleks, so that crate will be orphaned off. Oh wait, no, we have the long shot. Never mind.
Oh hey, it's a sling.
It's a wallet. Oh, it is a slingshot. Ooh, not getting the recoil. So if he wants to peek that waterfall, he's got to go back out there. A very difficult trick he was attempting there.
Very good that he saved there.
Yep. And
Oh, he's skipping the waterfall. I wouldn't be doing that if I were him.
yeah, it looks like Icenine was having a very strong inner struggle there. As shit, do I want to do the valley? I didn't save inside GTG, so it looks like he has opted to go check the valley. Let's see if he can't get that recoil strat.
We're still missing 3 items and there's not that much left, so I'm not sure if skipping waterfall is a good idea here.
It's definitely a risky play, that's for sure. However, Aleks might be thinking, well, it's a 50-50 shot here, whether the Requiem of Spirit is going to be vanilla here in the Desert Colossus, or if it's going to be Epona's song. If it's Requiem of Spirit, he may well have to do another age change and go into the Spirit Temple. I'm not sure if he would then opt to go to the Valley for the waterfall check. It would be a pretty big time sink. There is the recoil for Icenine, and he also misses it. Will he go back out for a second time to the Valley to peek that waterfall item? Begs the question, what the hell is in that waterfall?
Yeah, and there's also a very important check here for Aleks.
Yeah. Little jab there to a very well-known runner still in the upper brackets of the tournament. Oh, and there are the hover boots here in the Haunted Wasteland.
That's pretty big for Aleks.
Right, Icenine does not have the magic to get that.
But maybe there's something in the waterfall, so maybe it's not entirely over.
Yeah, Icenine going back for it. Their hint tracker is filled out, so there's no desire to read that Gossip Stone. And look at that, it is Nehru's Wind,
It's the
affectionately
wrong,
referred to as the condom.
the wrong spell. That's too bad for Ice9. That would be a way for him to get back into the game.
Yeah, it secures Aleks in the lead for sure. Although if Aleks goes back for that check later, it all kind of evens out.
Yeah, Ice9 really has to hope that it's Requiem, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If Eponas is here, then that's super good for Aleks.
For newer runners, we're using the power of deduction. If Requiem is vanilla here in the Desert Colossus, that means Epona is locked behind the Shadow Temple in the Temple of Time, in which case we can safely assume all checks locked by Epona are dead. And it is Requiem.
Yeah, that was the most likely case. It just most of the time, Child Spirit will be logically required. Oh, that was a bomb back on the arch.
So Master Aleks is going to climb in here. There are 2 checks, one of which he is hoping will be a small key. He will need a total of 3 small keys to complete the Spirit Temple, as well as the boss key. 2 checks are locked entirely on the child side, and he will have to do an age change if he wants to open those chests.
It's weird. Dins and a Mirror Shield away from beating the game. Mirror Shield might just be here in Spirit.
Well, actually, if it's not here in Spirit, it's back at the Water Temple or in the graveyard, in the Composer's grave.
Yeah, it feels like we've seen pretty much everything else.
Well, that is one of the keys that will allow Aleks to dig the Spirit Temple a bit deeper without having to change ages.
And another key here. Pretty likely that we can reach the back, especially with our mirror shield. A sub 3 will be very tough. I don't think that's possible anymore. But maybe a 310 and 315 would be doable.
Yeah, Shadow Temple taking about 15 minutes to complete, running it very optimally.
We do know the pot is dead though. I'm not sure if Aleks knows. There's the first of the 2 magic lock checks here. Small chest, so that's a good for ice. Big chest. And that's the mirror shield.
Yeah, there she blows. The final item necessary to complete the Spirit Temple and gain these runners their 3rd spiritual stone, their ability to pick up the Ocarina of Time, learn Nocturne of Shadow. But unfortunately, we still cannot enter the Shadow Temple. There is a strategy that can allow runners to enter it with fire arrows, but that strategy is banned for the tournament. It will get you immediately disqualified.
Oh, and there's a boss key on the other magic lock chest.
Yep, so it is not looking good for Icenine. All but sealing the deal for Master Aleks. Because as mentioned, if Din's Fire is not here in the remaining checks of Spirit Temple, there are just 2 locations it can be.
I'm struggling to think of a chest where Dins can be that would be good for Icenine.
Where's that?
I'm struggling. So even Dark Link, I don't think it's going to be good for Ice because he skipped the smoky on Morpha.
Yep.
And if it's in Composer's Grave, then Master Aleks will just go there when he finds Nocturne. So it's looking very dicey for Icenine. He's played super safe all seed. The only thing he skipped was the Sunsong Grave when he grabbed the hammer on 20 skulls, and that was the game changer. Was a very mysterious void by Icenine. And our final sling. And the hinted ice arrows, so right there. But it all doesn't really matter anymore. Aleks has a very big lead at the moment.
Yeah, I think at this point it would take Aleks skipping the exact check that has to inspire, and Icenine picking it up.
Must feel so bad when you're looking for a few more major items and you only find slingshots. First in the crate, Gudo Valley, and now here. And there's a strength lock strength. Strength 2 lock strength. OGC is not hinted as far as I know. Hyrule Castle Fair is hinted though. A very clean mirror pushes here by Master Aleks.
Alright, one final Iron Knuckle for Master Aleks. Easy peasy with the big Goron sword.
Yep, Icenine doesn't have the boss key yet. He wasn't able to check the torch's chest yet.
And unless he makes his way over to the graveyard, it looks like will be jumping into the child side of the Spirit Temple.
Yeah, Child Spirit for sure is his best play right now.
It just kind of stinks that if Din's Fire isn't in here, it will also be Alex's best play.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Aleks will be doing. Child Spirit is of course an option.
Well, he's definitely going to be going back Child to pick up his Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, that's true. And then he will also... Then Child Spirit will probably on the table, yeah. Oh, Icenine still has 2 keys, okay.
Alright, this is going to be a big moment. I'm sure the commentators over on Rando Brazil are building up this moment. This is a check Aleks will not likely want to do first.
Yeah, this check might be a last location for Master Aleks. But even the last location for Aleks is not too scary right now.
Yep.
But yeah, we do know that this check here is an item. It's not going to be a small key.
Will it be the item both our runners are looking for? All that stands in Icenine's way is a battle with his shadow.
But first, the turn rover check.
That too. Nope. Alright, Icenine playing Peter Pan, but he will not try to sew or attach his shadow to the soles of his feet. He will slay him with his sword. Ooh, it's a big chest. Oh, it's just double defense.
That's painful.
And the choices for Icenine are diminished.
Oh, you see, it is.
Meanwhile, Aleks going back into Spirit Temple. Setting for his... Oh, warping, okay. Warping
This must be
back to
the
GTG.
this must be the waterfall check then.
All right, what the hell is in this waterfall? Aleks doesn't know. We know it is Nehru's love. Thanks to Icenine going back out there for a second attempt. Both runners failing the recoil slash from the crate ledge. Aleks did not opt to go back out to the valley.
Yeah, our magic is in Sunsong Grave. Just answering a question in chat.
Yep. Very likely the other magic is in Ganon's castle or the Shadow Temple. Very few other locations it could be. Oh, and Aleks here is going to Adult Lake Hylia, a few checks that Icenine has already completed. The plot thickens. The race is not over yet, folks.
I think it's pretty much down to Child Spirit and Composer's Grave at the moment.
Yep.
Are there any other checks left? Perhaps Child Grown City? No, I think we've done that. Aleks still has to do Target in the Woods.
Yeah, the only other checks we haven't seen are Epona's or Song of Time locked.
I'm just trying to think what checks Aleks might still do that are time losses for him.
Yep. It is down to Dark Link, Composer's Grave, and Child Spirit. And that slingshot target that you just mentioned. I guess, and the OGC fairy that we just saw Icenine do. But Icenine is on the right path. He is walking back to the graveyard. He never did the Dampe grave digging tour.
I think Aleks maybe still has to do chickens, because I think it was dark when he was there as child.
Right. Good point. That was necessarily before the ice cavern, so he did not have Sunsong to quickly change time of day. But Icenine is about to pick up magic. Do you think he picks it up and goes to the Spirit Temple for the child side checks, or will he go immediately back to the Temple of Time?
My best bet would be Child Spirit. I think you still need Dins. And you still need hovers in Icenine's case. So.
Right, Icenine needs to make a trip back into the Haunted Wasteland. That's a shame.
So yeah, with still 2 items missing, I think you do Child Spirit. You won't be able to check the graveyard check here, unless he wants to do it out of logic. are in logic as child.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for this flame storage technique. This is one of the few glitches that are allowed in the rule set. This will not get him disqualified.
So early on in the seed, I was thinking that the storms was a play before going adult 1. And later I was realizing that if you would have done that, you would have found Rudo's letter in child 1. And suppose that this is Din's fire, they also would have been able to check this out of logic already in the early game. Lots of what ifs, but yeah.
Yeah, there is something to be said for. Oh, the flame went out. But there is something to be said for doing the Composer's Grave as a child, just for this out of logic check.
Yeah, I've seen so many seeds where doing this out of logic saves like over half an hour.
Yeah, I mean, just because Din's fire has been here, plenty of times. Aleks now doing the South High rule checks that Icenine did earlier, and this is indeed a big chest.
Oh, there it is.
We like big chests, and we cannot lie.
Okay, does Icenine still have a chance?
It is close. It is exciting. It looks a little unlikely.
Should have respected Milo's more when he only had the fire arrows.
Ooh, but it is not over. Master Aleks is changing ages. He's going to do Child Spirit ahead of the Composer's Grave. But after Child Spirit, I don't think there is a whole lot left that he has not checked. But it does look like he's going to last location his Din's Fire.
Yeah, that'll be a hard last location for Master Aleks. Maybe he'll do it before Darklink, but it's anyone's race now.
Yeah, but there are just the 2 quick checks in Child Spirit for Aleks to do. And other than that, what else? I guess that slingshot target. But Icenine is eating up a bit of the time he's got to catch up here doing the treasure chest minigame. And unfortunately, right, you can't warp out of that treasure chest box game, so time for the reset wasted too here.
So the big brain plays this seed were early bottom of the well with Child Graveyard, and don't skip Sensong's Grave after picking up the hammer, assuming you have done ice by that point.
Yeah, I mean, Aleks too, right? He could have gotten the magic, and at that point he had fire arrows and a bow. He could have taken an extra, 10 seconds to walk into the Composer's Grave and pick up his Din's Fire.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was child or adult when he picked up the hammer.
I believe he was adult, right? He did that after the Ice Cavern.
Oh yeah, that would have been a big mistake then. In hindsight.
Yeah, with the spoiler log at your hands, it would have been a mistake.
Yeah, but even if you go for Sensong's Grave, then of course with fire arrows, magic, and bow, you of course go also for the Composer's Grave chest.
And unfortunately, at that time, he had just picked up his strength upgrade. He just got his hammer, and he had 3 entire dungeons that he had to do. And there was no guarantee that Din's Fire wasn't just going to be on the way to one of those 3 bosses.
I certainly did not expect this to be a race again.
I don't know, Twin Rova is still an awfully long fight. And right, Icenine doesn't have the Spirit Temple boss key.
Yeah, I think Icenine will for sure last location the hovers, and Master Aleks may second to last location the Dins. Maybe he won't do Darkling first.
All right, I keep forgetting Icenine doesn't have the hover boots. Ah,
Yeah, that's an extra 1.5 minute after Superior that he'll still have to make.
and the tough call for Icenine to make is it's at that point I think it'll be a 33% chance that hovers are in the wasteland versus a 66% chance that the hover boots are in the first 2 checks of the Shadow Temple, either vanilla or French vanilla.
So what does Ice have left again besides Wasteland?
He did the Dark Link, so I think after Spirit Temple,
I think it's
he
just
has access to the Shadow Temple. So I think it's the first 2 checks in Shadow. And
Oh,
the
right,
Haunted
yeah.
Wasteland.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, that makes it extra bad for Icenine. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Still needs to do chickens.
Yeah, Aleks is here picking up some cocks.
So this is one of those races where you don't want to secretly peek into race time to see the result. This is just going to be exciting until the last minute.
Yep. Don't go anywhere, folks. Stay tuned right here on ZSR. Here's the Bosky for Icenine. Misses the hook shot. I think the Beamos got in the way of that one, but there is the Bosky in hand. He's already set Furor's Wind. Very good use of Furor's Wind late in the game. He's got an Iron Knuckle to defeat a pair of witches.
And that's all the 4 chickens here for Aleks.
Yep, he'd like to see Din's Fire there, but it's just 5 rupees, and he's warping away. He's warping away from the graveyard.
Yeah, I think it's between Darklink now and Composer's Grave.
Yeah, I think you're right. And if he just warped away from Kakariko, he's going into the Water Temple. That leaves the door wide open for Icenine, who still needs those hover boots. Needs to pick up the Ocarina of Time for his Nocturne of Shadow. So we'll have to do another pair of age changes, no matter what. But there, after Twin Rova, there are just 3 locations left for Icenine to pick up those hover boots in his mind. Unless I'm forgetting about something that he didn't do. But both these runners have been extremely thorough. Approaching the 3-hour mark now.
Yep, that's the OGC play. But yeah, from a game theory perspective, I think Master Aleks has to last locate the Composer's Grave because he might just
Yep.
he might just think that I could have done it after Sun, so I shouldn't be doing it anymore now.
Well, he might have just blanked it from his mind.
Yeah, it turns out that Aleks still had a lot of random checks left and right to catch up on Ice.
Yeah, Icenine being a bit more thorough in his routing. Even if Master Aleks, kind of in the middle of the seed, had a very efficient routing, thanks largely in part to picking up magic and having Furor's Wind and using it to really good effect. Oh, I forgot he has Nocturne, so this is Alex's Din's Fire pickup. There goes the battle, folks.
Yeah, this is probably the nail in the coffin. Icenine still has to pick up the hover, still has to grab the Nocturne.
Aleks mashing that C button, sees that big chest.
Yeah, these runners are both think they probably have lost by now.
Get that Pokemon Stadium clip going.
Yeah, Icenine still has to go Child, so you'll still lose time for breaking up Nocturne.
And that's not good to do at the end of your seed.
Certainly not twice.
Oh no! It's the Fire Temple all over again.
Yeah, you can't afford to make mistakes in when you're so far into the tournament. And besides the unfortunate magic skip, he was also unfortunate in fire and also here.
Yeah, but Icenine has had a very impressive run through this lower bracket.
Yeah, it's still a long go mode where for 20 minutes you're going to think my opponent will be done any second.
To get to where he is, Icenine had to defeat Earl Weird in round 1 of the upper bracket. Lost in round 2 to Sora, a very tough opponent. And then moving down into the lower bracket where the pressure is on. This being a double elimination tournament, as all standard tournaments are. In the lower bracket, the loser of the race goes home. So in losers round 2, Icenine defeated Xeno. Losers round 3 took out Volk 41. Losers round 4 took out KY Dams. And then here in the losers bracket of round 5, by all appearances, will be sent home by Master Aleks.
And the juicy detail, of course, I have no idea what's happening currently in the Sponge Exodus match, but if Sponge happens to win and Aleks also wins, then it seems that they will have a rematch from their round 1 matchup. Where Aleks was the surprise of the first round by knocking down Sponge. And Icenine also entering Shadow. Though he'll have a couple of minutes to make up.
Yep. Master Aleks is just in the beginning, 4 checks deep. Not getting trolled by the giant spiders or the guillotines.
Yeah, this was one of those seeds where apparently it's very hard to sub 3. If you do a couple of things in a different order, then all of a sudden this seed becomes very easy in hindsight. Good question, Segway. Good question. Although I wouldn't call this result an upset, assuming he'll win. Is it just me, or did Icenine quit the stream?
Oh, shucks. I wonder if he did not have his stream settings set appropriately. For anyone who doesn't know, these racers have been racing on a 20-minute delay. And if not set properly when, at that 20-minute delay, if they stop streaming and close their streaming software, the rest of that 20 minutes doesn't play out. So very possible that in reality, Master Aleks has already finished, and Icenine has forfeited and not chosen to complete the seed. Can't blame him having last location those hover boots, or just about there. But Master Aleks is here at about the halfway mark of the Shadow Temple.
Yeah, he did skip the hint that the Shadow Pot is dead.
Yep. Another possibility is Icenine just, 20 minutes ago dropped his internet connection for, a bit, 30 seconds, maybe a few minutes. So it might be that Icenine will pop back up here. But I suspect my previous speculation.
Yeah, 20 minutes from there is about right from for completion of the seed.
Yep. And it's been a long seed. It's been all dungeons for Nocturne and all side dungeons. Although, right, GTG didn't have anything that was strictly required, but both our runners ran through it to completion. Icenine having a bit more forethought, peeking the maze ahead of time, and saved those precious few seconds, not opening 5 or 6 small chests that Aleks did. And there was one point in the seed where it looked extremely promising for Icenine. First to Rudo's letter, first to the boomerang, and access into Lord Jabu Jabu. But the time saved by Aleks using Furor's Wind with the magic really paying off here in the end of it.
Yeah, at some point it looked really good for Ice. He was like 5 to maybe even more minutes ahead, and he had done more checks than Aleks. But then the magic was the big game changer where Aleks could just set force in almost every dungeon, and we could see how much time that saved.
And not only that, but just imagine the small detail if hover boots had not been magic locked in the Haunted Wasteland. If they had just been, on top of Gerudo Fortress or, somewhere in GTG. You know, just a few minutes ago, Icenine was, essentially neck and neck with Aleks getting into the Shadow Temple here. If those hover boots had been, you know, almost anywhere else, this would have been a very close and exciting finish. Unfortunately, that's just sometimes the way the cookie crumbles.
Already reaching the boat here, so we do need one more small key. I'm not sure if we found the big key already, or the boss key, I should say. So we do need to go to the back at least for the small key.
Yep, and I have foregone the game of trying to set these runners up with a hot date here on this tunnel of love through the Shadow Temple. The contestants just never seem to get along. And sometimes they even give the runners the cold shoulder.
Maybe we should add a setting that when Shadow is your go mode, then the shortcut should be on, and it's big easy.
It would be really cool if the game could, you know, as the seed is progressing, open up a shortcut. So, right, if there was a flag that says, "Oh, you have, you know, you're in go mode. You have all the requisite items. Let's open all the shortcuts now." That would make things very interesting. Maybe a bit unbalanced, but maybe a bit of fun.
Or just go to the credits when you are hit your go mode.
Yeah, we know that could be possible.
Maybe the seed would be able to recognize when you found all the Way of the Hero items. Maybe. But the seed probably won't be able to recognize whether you are in go mode or not, given that you can go out of logic.
Now, I wouldn't think that something like that would take into account whether you can break logic or not.
But there we are on Mr. Bongo Bongo. Or is it a she? I don't know.
It's time for a drum solo either way. And even though he picked up the ice arrows, he's not going for the ice arrow strats.
That's a 3-minute penalty on swag points.
And there's the epic conclusion to the drum solo. Bongo Bongo down. Master Aleks about to pick up his forest medallion, completing the set, opening up the Rainbow Bridge to Ganon's Castle. And we are about 6 or 7 minutes away from the conclusion of this race.
And there's finally the Forest Medallion and 2 more songs for Aleks, though I don't think he will pick them up.
Well, he's kind of forced to pick up Opponent's Song, right?
Unless he decides to hike all the way. But then he'll pick up Song of Time, so...
A double-edged sword there.
Unless he
Going
plays
a long
Minuet
way.
and goes the very long way. He's not really forced. He can just slip out here.
All right. You have to go all the way to the pedestal.
Yeah, give or take 6 minutes. He didn't really drop for a minute so far in Shadow, so I expect he's still far ahead of Icenine here.
Yeah, but there's a part of me that really wonders, did Icenine make the back walk to the Haunted Wasteland, or did he just get Nocturne and assume the hover boots were either vanilla or very, very French vanilla? Aleks has the staircases remaining. First, he's got to dispatch some dinosaurs, followed by a slaying of a pair of skeletons, and a knockout of the final 2 Iron Knuckles of the Seed.
Aleks, of course, did not pick up the double defense. Maybe that's the game changer here in Salt and Pepper.
Stalfos not playing nicely, dancing inside the middle of that fire circle.
Just 2 more enemies standing in the way of Link and Ganondorf. Ah, such a shame. Well, maybe it was for the best that he was like 4 minutes behind, because if it was like tied, then that would suck even more.
Unfortunately, just a bit anticlimactic for the end of this restream. Although Aleks was in a very good lead there at the end before Icenine cut his stream. Oh, look at that. He's back.
And he's back. Well.
It looks like he opted for the first 2 checks in the Shadow Temple and last location, the hover boots here.
Timers are not really synced up yet for me, but
Meanwhile, Aleks has equipped the requisite items to defeat Ganondorf here. He's got his light arrows on right C, the bottle on his down C. He's going to be playing a little volleyball. 1 volley, shoot the light arrows. 4, 5. Down goes the dwarf.
and I'll leave the introduction of the next boss fight to you.
Thank you, good sir. But it has been a long race, 3 hours and 17 minutes to get to this point. But Master Aleks has proven why he is such a tough opponent, why he made it so long into the winner's bracket, coming down here to the lowest bracket only in round 5. And here it is, the final boss, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Ganon.
Yeah, those are 2 very big swords. Let's see if Master Aleks is capable of beating this guy.
I wouldn't doubt it. He has already stored up that Master Sword damage in a jump slash. And with the hammer, he now has the ability to use crouch stabs, which store the damage value of the last swing. So he is able to deal the most damage to Ganon, making that first phase exceptionally quickly, dispelling the barrier of fire as the princess still stands helplessly beside the fight. Reunited with his Master Sword, Aleks starts phase 2. There is 1 hit of the tail, 2 hits of the tail, and 3 hits of the tail, 4, and phase 2 is down. There's one final step for Master Aleks to seal the deal. Move on to round 6 of... Well, I guess actually skipping round 6 of the lower bracket. Moving straight on to round 7 of the lower bracket. As the princess finally lends her magical abilities, imbuing the Master Sword with something or other. And with a slicing and a dicing, Master Aleks serving everybody up a tasty portion of bacon. Get your GGs in chat, your forks and knives ready. Who is hungry?
Well done, Master Aleks. I'm assuming we will be joined by Master Aleks in a bit.
I certainly hope so. That was a very well-played match by the winner of the race here.
But we do have Icenine in the chat. Hello, Icenine.
Hello,
GG's.
GG's.
Let's see if Aleks is also joining before we continue with the interview.
But Icenine, I gotta say, towards the middle of that seed, it was looking very good for your side and for you to take the victory. You were first to Rudo's letter, first to the boomerang, but unfortunately, right after the ice cavern, we saw Aleks go get the hammer and then subsequently go get the magic. And Aleks, I gotta say, congratulations first off, but amazing use of Furor's Wind throughout this seed.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it felt quite good to see it in terms of flow and the efficiency, but the dins in Composer Gray was really unfortunate. I definitely should have checked that before leaving. That was very costly.
Yep, definitely, for sure.
But otherwise, yeah, the seed felt really good. Efficient and decent, I guess. Not too shabby on execution, but yeah. Overall, okay.
Were the two of you happy to see that it was AD from the get-go?
I don't mind it actually. I mean, it's okay.
At least you know it's going to be mostly on execution and not on random checks.
Yeah, to some extent, but then also it's important how efficiently you get the checks done, and you know that since it's AD, you're gonna need a lot of items, so you'll want to be thorough and efficient most of the place.
How about you, Icenine? What were your feelings and thoughts when you got a pretty early hint that it was a forced all dungeon seed?
Yeah, at that point, I just sat comfortably in my chair and waited for the seed to unveil what's what. Oh my god, why it's so hard to think in English? Sorry about that. I was expecting to be a little bit complicated because we didn't get so many items in the first hour. So I thought that could be a full clear seed. I was actually frustrated because I didn't get the Ruto's letter. I had a different plan for getting into Well and Kakariko. Unfortunately for myself, I had to go there like 3 times, and I had so many misrouting due to lack of items. So the magic also hurt me a lot because I didn't have any reason to go back to Kakariko and Graveyard to do the rest of the checks.
No Nocturne, unfortunately.
Yeah, no knock, so no need to come back there so soon. And the seed went on, and I did almost everything. I think I didn't miss any check apart from the hinted ones. I believe I did everything.
Yeah, you played super safe. Yeah, you also checked the pose out of logic even, so you didn't really skip anything.
Even big pose.
Oh, okay.
But for me, I wasn't a very good day, unfortunately for myself. That fire tilted me a lot. I'm still kind of pissed off because of that. I missed the jump from the one side to another side from the highest Goron to activate the switch.
And
so that was reverbing through my mind, and plus all the reroutings, the double deeps, triple deeps I had to do because I didn't have magic for spirit, and some other minor execution mistakes kinda shifted from my mental balance playing through the seed.
But you also had a little accident in that mountain crater when you didn't just make it.
Oh, yeah, also that, man. Oh my, I'm still mad about it because, come on, Sid, it was like 5 centimeters, 1 feet away from the exit. Why?
Yeah, it's always farther than you think. Yeah.
Please let me through, but no. I think everything that had to go wrong went wrong for me in the seed. But
you both kind of had a bit of trouble there at the top of Fire Temple on the flame maze. You couldn't quite get the right backflips to jump over that. So you weren't alone in that one spot.
Yeah, not my prime gameplay, but overall, I had not much to complain about the seed, actually. More about my mistakes. But Aleks as well did a very good job because since we both kind of less location, and not quite, but kind of less location or go mode item, I felt I was pretty far behind. So had no merits to win this. All merits goes to him.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many checks, Aleks, you had left.
I had 2 in water. That's it.
Yeah, Dark Link and
Bosky chest. Yeah, that was it. If those were checks, I mean, one could be on the river, but that's not accessible.
River was dead indeed. It was double defense on Dark Link, which we saw on Icenine's side.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, and another thing that would have made this just a little closer is if those hover boots had been somewhere else. If they hadn't been magic locked, if they had been, in Child Goron City or in Zora's Fountain, at that point, Aleks was still looking for Dins. Icenine was just finishing up Spirit Temple, so it could have been a bit closer if that one item was somewhere else.
Yeah.
3.5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt quite good up until Spirit in terms of how the items went and the sequence of all. I was a bit worried about chickens having the progression item or the one hint for Volvagia, since I missed the time of day, so I could only do nighttime. And I just hoped for either Archer game or 20 Skulls. But in the end, I did Chickens later anyway, looking for tints. So yeah.
And another thing that helped out was picking up the scale when you did. We saw Icenine go up the river and into Domain, and then had to kind of backtrack over to Kakariko for the well. Whereas Aleks, you got the scale in the Lost Woods and was able to use Serenade, warp to the lake, go that way into Domain and down the river into Kakariko.
Yeah, that scale was a completely facepalm moment. Was right there at my side, but I decided to go for Kokiri Sword chest and do the field trip. But that's random. I can't complain much about it.
Yeah, so at one point when you went to Icenine, I was thinking that maybe going to OGC to make it nighttime, pick up the skulls on the way to Ice would be a good play, because 20 might be the hammer, because that was kind of strongly hinted at that point, I felt. Did you consider that, or did you not think about it at all?
I was planning to complete with Child Kakariko, that 5 schools that I didn't pick up at the time. So when I found the boomerang, I thought, oh, okay, safe. I can do 4 in Jabu or 3, the fastest ones, and get 2 adults and finish the count.
Yeah, but I
So-
meant before you went to ice. So you went adult, then you hiked all the way to ice, I think.
Yeah, I played Bolero and went
Bolero,
twice.
yeah. So my thoughts were go to OGC first, pick up the skull, then play Bolero, pick up maybe the skull in Source
Yeah.
River and on Domain.
Yeah, since 20 was the target, I was looking for faster schools. I was really considering that OGC school at the time.
Yeah,
But yeah, could be an option as well because I couldn't I didn't know the song from Ice Cavern at the time. Could be another one. So yeah, it could be more safe to do that way. Actually, haven't considered that.
So anything else that either of you wants to share, or any thoughts that you had during the race, or?
I had a thought near the end, and I read through my hints again. I realized I almost did all of them, even though they were hinted.
Yeah.
Goron City Pots. Oh yeah, that's hinted. Grid Valley Hammer. Yeah, that's hinted. Right hand. Chest. Oh, is this hints? No, that's Icer. Oh wait, this was hinted.
And Shadow
Yeah.
Port was also hinted, but you didn't pick up the hint.
I didn't say that one. Where was that?
In the maze, in the Goron City
Goron
maze.
City.
Oh yeah, I didn't do the maze. Yeah, I just peeked and left.
So yeah, that's 4 then.
Well, I also did Hurricane Fairy, but I got the hint later.
Oh yeah, right.
No,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. And Skull Kid, but I wanted the bottle just in case.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
that point, we were contemplating if Rudo's letter was on King Zora, and he needed the second wallet and that bottle.
Almost. I mean, it was required Rangon Casey instead.
Yep.
Yeah. From my side, I just want to congratulate Aleks for the win. I didn't do too much to actually win this because I messed a lot. But from my perspective, also Aleks has the merits from picking up the magic faster. That surely helped. And just wish good luck for the rest of the tournament, and also thanks all you guys here at ZeldaSpeedRuns for organizing, commentating, and tracking and everything.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the race.
Thanks for the kind
Maybe
words.
we'll see each other again in League. Again.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
If I may ask one final question, because at the same time we are having the Points Exodus matchup, and it looks like, Aleks, you will be playing the winner of that race.
Oh, wait,
because
the winner? Oh,
yes,
right.
yes.
Because it appears that I think Duke has forfeited from the tournament, so you will
Yeah.
be moving on immediately to the winner against the winner of Points versus Exodus, and you have played Points already in the first round.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You don't sound very thrilled.
I was hoping for maybe a short break, but I guess getting the match out of the way soon would be good also. Yeah. No, yeah, it will be interesting to face either one of those. Exodus I played, was it last year or the year before? I think I have only one match, 1 versus 1 with him. And that one I lost, so yeah.
Must be feeling pretty good though, dodging a strong opponent like Juke.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that it's dropped, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is sometimes.
All right. Well, thanks to our runners. You're going to want to make sure you give Icenine and Master Aleks a follow. They're racing Ocarina of Time pretty often. And we look forward to the rest of Alex's tournament matches. Unfortunately, is Season 6. Icenine will be leaving the tournament from here. But hope you join Season 7. Sounds like you're planning on doing League. So good luck on that and all your future endeavors. And then thanks to everyone here behind the scenes. We've got Axel Ryman and Baseball Tracking. Baseball also stepping in behind the scenes as a restreamer. So thanks, Baseball, and thanks, Matt and Matt. It's been a pleasure joining you here in the commentators booth.
I can say the same about you, August. Thanks for the company.
Thank you guys.
Awesome.
Hey,
Yes,
Baseball,
yes, thank
welcome
you.
back.
Hi again. Back. Thank you so everyone who volunteered to make this race possible. Really appreciate all of you. And thank you also our Brazilian restream dream team as well. Fortunately, no French restream this time, but that is okay. All right, so coming up for season 6, let's see. Have the winners bracket semifinals. That's Reese's Say. That will be on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. For other Ocarina of Time tournaments, the Random Settings League bronze match between Flufa will be on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And of course, right now have the Sponge versus Exodus that's going on ZSR2. And that's actually where we're going to be heading over after this, if I can type it in correctly. Speedruns 2. Yeah, so that's all from me. Thank you all so much for watching. And go the other race. And we'll see you next time, everyone.